wish I hadn't gone this much in depth here, because I'm burying the lead. I want to talk about Gene Rally, the racing game on the PC. Free download. It's from 2003. It's made by Finnish brothers, two Finnish bros. The Finns know their motorsport. It's a top-down game. You see the whole map. The whole map's there on one screen. Fans have created maps. Sorry, not maps. Circuits, tracks. Tracks. I was trying to be serious and intense there as long as possible. Couldn't keep it up. But yeah, they've created. There's many mods. Fans created cars. So we're interested in F1. So we've downloaded all the F1 cars. All the F1 tracks we can for the current season. We've downloaded a mod of the cars. For the most recent one we could find was to 2024 for F1. So that's what we're going to work with. We have this. We're going to have F1. The GL Sports Gene Rally F1 2026 season. So I'm going to get into how this is going to work. After this, going to a little break now. Continue to have a little sip of my drink, my celebratory drink here at the end of my first day, my new role in my job. But by the way, I didn't actually change. I'm in the same office and stuff. I'm in the same building. Actually, not moving far away at all. It's a completely new team, different processes and stuff. I know a lot of it. That's the thing. So it's not too bad. Anyway, celebrate with me. Have one with me. Crack one. Crack one up. Crack up with me. And do crack. Smoke crack. Let's smoke crack together. And we'll do heroin. We'll do a speedball, heroin and crack. And then we'll be back after the break, after the heroin and crack. Here on GL Sports, myself, Gianluca Chestiron. Okay, I'm back. It's your boy GL, a good old GL. I've walked, I don't know how many meters I've walked, maybe several thousand meters since I last talked. I was trying to work it out there. You know, kind of like 100 meters on a track. You kind of work that out. Then have I gone 10 of those? I think so. I've gone 2 maybe. It's really hard to work out. We're going through these twisty and twiny roads and streets out here in the suburbs, and as you can feel now, as you can hear, hopefully it's lovely weather here in the 10th of the 8th, 26. So I didn't really want to talk about Johnny and FIFA that much, but there we go. That's what happened. But now I mainly want to talk about this Gene Rally, or it can also be called Jenna Rally, or also just generally. It's a play, a very funny pun on the word generally. Which I read, I think when I was looking into this originally, I read that it was something like it was meant to portray the journey of the game. Oh yeah, I guess yeah. So they just generally keep on kind of like it's a general process of creating the game. Maybe that's what it was. That it represented the game's progress. Now there's a Gene Rally 2 out. That's been out for a while. It has not been getting good reviews. You have to pay for it too. That's why I'm not even going to bother with it. Maybe eventually. Maybe I heard that they're doing updates. I think it's also a different guy or guys as well. Different team, maybe. I think the original Finnish guys, again, I should know their names. They sold it off, I think. Obviously, there's a massive online modding community going back obviously over 23 years. It came out in 2003. A lot of that's been lost over time. I think certain forums have gone down, but because of big collections, people have saved some of it. Other people have been making tracks. So we've been, like we said, we've been saving a lot of tracks. So looking forward to get into it. So here's how it's going to work. If you don't know what it's like, look at the videos from Ted Meets. Just put in Gene Rally. You're probably going to find Ted Meets. He's the guy who turned me on to this, so shout out to him. He's Finnish too. We're like half Finnish here basically on GL Sports. We identify as zero ethnicity Finn, but there are people who've been there several times. We love it there. We love them. A direct link to. And then there's Niels is his first name. He's obviously Scandinavian too, I think, or Northern European. I think he's also made videos on this, and he's made videos on the other Gene Rally as well, comparing and stuff. And he was one of the guys saying that this is just better. And I can see even from the video you can see, and he points it out quite clearly. Well, just playing Gene Rally, the handling of the games, the handling of the vehicles. Like I said, I'm just using these F1 cars now, which are a mod, but they're pretty good one, I think. They have the ground force or down force, whatever, all that kind of thing. I'm not an expert in any of this. I'm just like you guys, but I do love my F1, I love my driving, but I'm not quite a full nerd on it all the terms and stuff. More casual, but I'm learning learning here on GL Sports. I have been watching for years, but not all the time. Like I'm a nerd in other things. That's the thing. I have been nerds and I've been nerds in other fields, plural. So that's good. It's fine. So forgive me. So forgive me if I make errors, make mistakes, all that. As I walk around a little bit, a lot of people around now. Suddenly, people walking dogs, out enjoying the evening here on a Monday. So what was I going to say? Okay, yeah. So one thing was there's a certain limitation with the game. The best thing about the game is the AI is really good, and then you're obviously the handling's really good. Like I said, and you can make any track. Some of the tracks are better than others. But I've learned there are certain track makers who are more trustworthy than others, obviously from the past now, but I'm just looking back into the archives. So yeah, I've been doing that. I've been doing my due diligence. I've been trying to set up the championship, because I want to do F1 2026 on Gene Rally. But one of the limitations, so there's no yellow flags, obviously no red flags, that kind of thing, and there's no slipstream. That's you kind of expect everything. It's like Sensible Soccer, which is also one of the best games of all time, sports games or football games or any games of all time. It just leaves you wanting a little bit more. Like it can never give you because of the limitations. But that's why it's so good, because when the next one comes out, it's just never as good. Like Gene Rally 2, like we just mentioned there. So you only get 6 drivers per race, which is actually perfect, because I want to commentate over these, and any more than 6 is already overwhelming. And obviously, the cars are tiny, especially, if the track is small, the cars aren't too tiny. But for our ones, all our ones are fan-made, that we've downloaded, and they're obviously big F1 tracks. So they're big tracks. That means it's zoomed out more. The cars are going to be small. So we wanted, though, we wanted more than just 6 in our championship. And obviously it's like 8, if you include all the top teams, the top 4 teams, is going to be 8 drivers. And we're thinking, okay, we'll definitely have those guys. Your Ferrari, your McLaren, your Mercedes, who's the other one? Sorry, hold on. Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, and Red Bull. Obviously, Red Bull. Sorry, Red Bull. I thought I'd said them already. So there's 8 guys there. You know them all. So we're thinking, how are we going to do this? Because we want more people in qualifying. We don't want all like 22. There's 22 guys at this point. So we're thinking, okay, I think 12 is perfect, because obviously there's 6 in a race. So we're going to do qualifying. So we're going to have each driver for each race. This is going to be the main race. We're going to get into the actual qualifying to get into who's in the series, besides those top guys shortly. But for each race, we're going to have each driver, and this isn't in the game. We're just going to have to type it down ourselves. We're going to keep note ourselves in a spreadsheet. That we're going to have each driver do 2 laps of the track. First lap, obviously warm-up lap, and then the flying lap, and then that's going to be our basis for the field, like real F1 and be real qualifying. But we'll also have to do 2 races, so the top 6 of their own race and the bottom 6 of their race. But then here's the thing, though. So you have 22. So how do you decide who gets, if we have 8 auto-qualifying, how do you decide who gets the other 4? So what we did was we took every other driver, every other team, and we made spreadsheets, and it's the funny thing, because in my new job, like I was saying today, I was looking at spreadsheets, multiple colored, coded spreadsheets. I was literally just doing this all weekend for this project. So that's why I'm well suited to the role, I guess. So we're calling the first division, or like the top division there of F1, the top 12. So those are the guys. So your top 8 guy, the 8 guys from the top 4 teams, they auto qualify for the top 12. For this season, at least, for this first season. That's the way it is here on GL Sports, Gene Rally. So then the other 4 are up for grabs from everybody else. So as 14 guys, whatever. So that they go into qualifying. So pre-season qualifying. We have 23. I think it's 23 races this year in F1. So we're keeping it like that. It's going to be 23 weekends. We're going to have. We're also going to have the pre-season too. Pre-season for qualifying for quali for all these guys. So here's the way we have to work it out. And it took a long time for us kind of work this out too, which I really enjoyed. that's my I was going to say my regime. That's my regime. This is my regime. Yes, it is. This is where I got to crack the whip. So I thought, obviously, you have your Alpines, Aston Martins. Do I have to name them all? Haas, Williams. Who else is in the Cadillac, Audi? There's probably one more I'm forgetting. Those kind of teams towards the back. Williams, I said that was Racing Bulls. There we go. And they nearly got in there. I was thinking of including some more guys in the top, but this is what we just came to in the end. So what we did was, qualifying round one has 2 legs, and each team, the 2 drivers for each team has to play off against each other twice. They have to race off against each other twice. The reason being, for the first race, the first driver, alphabetical order, the first driver is on pole, and the second driver is on second, and then the second race is reversed, so they both have a completely equal chance. Obviously, some of these drivers, AI level, I've had to create the drivers, so I've got a method for creating them, but they're all similar enough, so it's like F1, but they are spread out a bit over the course of the field. Obviously, Max Verstappen will be one of the best, Lance Stroll will be one of the worst, but that doesn't mean they're going to fail or necessarily succeed. That's the thing about this game. It's really interesting. So I've had, obviously, then, so the first race, there's seven ties then in this first round of qualifying, and the first one being Gasly and Colapinto, the 2 Alpines, and so forth. The way it works then is the way it works is if you lose, so say if you're so I think for the first one, here's a spoiler, I think Gasly lost, I think, to Colapinto in both of those, even though he's on pole for the second one, so he's automatically eliminated now from the championship for now. He's down to what we're calling so we have the top 12, and then you also have the F1 second division, so he's in the second division. Then, unbelievably, it was the same with these ones we didn't actually record. This is like pre-season, these ones, because there's going to be a lot of races. So I may as well tell you, Lance Stroll, Alonso, amazingly, Lance Stroll done the same thing. He beat Alonso twice, eliminating Alonso straight away. So I really was not expecting that. You were probably saying, well, why aren't then Stroll and Colapinto automatically into the next part of qualifying? Qualifying being for the actual top 12. The Premier League, if you want, of the F1. Well, that's because only a select number of these guys we're going to get there, and the bottom, I think bottom 2 maybe, we're going to go into the playoff race. So basically for the next several races, that was 1, 2, so there was 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the next 4 races, they swapped, each driver won 1 of the 2 races. So they both won 1 each. So what happens in those occasions is that we're keeping track of the best lap times here as well for each race. So out of the 2 races, if it's a draw, if they each win 1 each, then we take the best lap time from either the race. So there'll be 4 lap times there, 4 best lap times combined with the 2 drivers over those 2 races. Whoever has the best one of those, they will be the ones to progress, unless they're on the lower end. I think it was the lower 2, did we say? I can't remember the exact numbers, but yeah, if you have a good lap time, if you've won 1 and lost 1, but you have the best lap time out of those 2 races, you qualify, unless it's a really bad lap time, which did happen as well. So then on the last race, then, so this is the thing, on the last of the 7, which would have been, so it's alphabetical order. Was it Racing Bulls? Might have been Racing Bulls, Audi, Cadillac, Aston Martin. Anyway, whoever it was, doesn't matter. They had won 1 each, but then neither of their best lap times were very good. Oh, this isn't Bahrain, by the way. Sorry, I should have said. This is where the pre-season testing, I think, is in Bahrain. Is it this year or next year? I think I remember reading that. So that's where we are the testing. Also, there's no Bahrain this year because it's was cancelled and then replaced by Malaysia. So we thought it'd be good to give Bahrain at least this massive quali sesh. Yeah, so where were we in this now? Hopefully I don't have to pause. My mind is already a mess with this. It's so much times, so many races to go through, stroll and all that. Okay, yeah. So the last two, yeah. So the last two, whoever was in those ones, they had to go. Even though they'd both won a race each, they both went into the playoff race. So I think yeah. So So here it is. So yeah, there's the five best timed winners of those the first qualifying round, leg one and leg two. The best ones from those, the five, they went into a next qualification round. So they had to do another quali basically. And there's under 6 for grabs. So there's one more space to be filled there. We have our 5, okay? That was the definitive 5. But then the losers, we have two definitive losers, which was Gasly and Alonso, because they lost both races, so they're just out. So it might seem unfair, the fact that Colapinto and Stroll both they won both their first round races, but yet they're not automatically into the next quality thing. But that's because if a driver has a better time than them, they shouldn't be punished for that. So that's why, because your opponent might just be extra slow, they might have crashed or something. So you also have to be as good as your the rivals in the other races. It's very smart, it's very clever what we're doing here on GL Sports and Gene Rally. Yeah, so that's where we have. So yeah, we those 5 guys. There's one more space, and there's, I think, was there 7 drivers then had to do another qualification. Oh, sorry, we haven't done qualification yet. We've had 14 one-on-one races so far. Next, we have 7 drivers going into pure qualification. Like I said, they get 2 laps. They have their start-off lap and then their flying lap. And obviously, if they crash during the flying lap, they might end up using the first lap, but I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, so they all ended up, I can't remember who came first in that. But yeah, at this point, yeah, I'll leave a spoiler free from this point on. But the winner of that, then, they'd claim the last place in this last 6 of this qualifying pre-season. So they would then have another qualifying. So we're already having, we already have to watch. This will all be in the video now. So we've that we're going to have to make. We haven't made it yet. But from this point on, when we're having this part, we didn't do the first round of the one-on-one races. We didn't do that. But from the next part, this is where we pick in. It's going to be on YouTube. So we'll have the 7, and then we'll have the 6 qualifiers. The 7 to get 1 to go into the 6. We'll have 5 from that. That will just get to our. That will produce our grid then for the final race, and this is the race to get to the top 12. But it's very, very generous. It's kind of like World Cup qualifying. With many chances this will progress, because the top 4 will progress from that. They will be your extra 4 into the top 12. So like we said, we already have our top 8 from the top 4 teams, and then you'll have these extra 4 guys. That'll make it our top 12. And then the bottom 2 from that race, they'll be eliminated again like everybody else so far. Yeah, so that's going to be it. So you're going to have your top 12, and the first division of F1, you're going to have 10 drivers there. But here's the thing. We're not done then by any means. There's going to be 3 weekends across the calendar. Okay, here's before I get to that, every second weekend in the calendar. So we're going to start in Australia. The next one, I think, is it China? I think the next one, or Japan, one or the other. The second weekend is going to include a race with the F1 Division 2 guys. So those 10 guys who have not qualified. That I think the way we're going to do that is that's going to be based off their qualifying already for those races. Those qualities we've already done. The race we've already done. That will give us our. We'll have to do a couple of races, I guess, or something. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but we'll have that. And that's made 3 times across the year. Well, 3 times across the year, as well as that. So every second race, it's like in F1, every few races they have 2, they have 3, they have an academy and all that. So we're kind of mimicking that. So this is kind of like our F2, except it's F1 Division 2. Yeah, they will also have their race too, and they'll have a little league going as well. And we're going to have two champions. We'll have a champion of F1, the top 12, and then there'll also be this Division 2 champion. Well, the thing is, for these thrice throughout the year, the top 3, so it's again very generous, will go up into the top 12. So the top three from Division 2 will progress. They'll be promoted up to the top 12 in exchange from the bottom 3, and they will exchange points. So whatever the 10th one will be on. They will when they get relegated, they will exchange with whatever was the first one in Division 2, and then that's going to happen again another couple of times. And I think it's going to be like 5 races for the end, and that'll be it. And you have 2 championships, and then for the next year, we'll have obviously then we'll see where we go for next year. There'll be promotion and relegation again then. In the off-season, the rules may be changed. The FIFA situation, where we just do things without the board's consent. That's what it is already. There is no board. It's just myself, Gianluca Chestiron. I'm very excited about this, and I'm not even going to be playing this. I'm just going to be simming it all and recording it all. And here's the annoying thing. So obviously I'm here doing the podcast. I don't want to neglect the podcast on Geo Sports. By the way, I'm not in, obviously I said I've moved on from the football pitches. I'm in that other lovely area, kind of in between roads and such, just a pedestrian area. Again, recorded here several times. So I'll be just watching these drivers I've created, simming around the tracks. At least other humans have created those as well. There's no AI here except the AI of the driver competency. So I think I have to roll around kind of like the maximum is 200, and I don't want them up there because I want them to make mistakes. I have them around 100, give or take. So the best guys are a few above that, as they're superhuman. Because I think everybody, like, we make jokes about Lance Stroll, but to do what they all do is amazing most of the time. So yeah, they're superhuman, but we didn't want them to be too crap or too good. So we're going to see what it's going to be like over the course of a season. I'm really looking forward to it. You're going to see in the video I'm going to have to make. Oh yeah, the problem I was going to say, I'm going to have to make, also be making videos now of all this. It takes a while as well. I have to record the audio separately. I have to, I'm doing the thing I use to upload videos to YouTube and then live stream for the England-Argentina World Cup final, the audio. But then when you do that, just issue. I need a microphone. That's the thing. That would solve a lot of issues. But yeah, either way, I have a really crap editing software program for editing the videos. It takes so long. My laptop isn't good. Everything's always against us. That should be a catchphrase here in Geo Sports. You said that a lot, but not tonight. It's beautiful here tonight. Starting a new job today. I have to go in the office tomorrow, so I better go home now. I have a little IPA here now to celebrate. I'm going to upload this, chop it, and change it together. I think I haven't made any errors or anything here tonight. I think there's two different files. And usually I have to make a bodily function or something will happen where I'm cursing myself. But today, hopefully, we can just put the two together, and that'll be it. And we'll have this uploaded in no time here in 10th of August, 2026. And myself, Gianluca Chestiron. I hope that's it. Look out for us on YouTube. The Gene Rally F1 2026 season. I'll have more updates on this as we go, of course. I was thinking of making a blog on it too. I have so much to do. This is the problem. Because I wanted to do this. I'm trying to walk now. I wanted to do this podcast as little effort as humanly possible. That's kind of the whole idea of it. But then I always get more ideas and ideas and ideas. And the next thing you know, I want to make blogs. I want to make videos. I want to play games. So it's all ahead of us. Yeah, so bear with us here on Geo Sports. Thank you as always, and I'll be in touch. Myself, good old GL, Gianluca Chestiron. Beautiful August evening here. How long will it last until we're in the wrath of the winter? I was actually one thing. I think I said that earlier. Actually, yeah. No, I think I covered that. I believe I covered that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there before I make a fool of myself again. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'll hopefully catch you on the YouTube too. Much love. Bye.